Hi everybody and welcome back to A Midsummer Night's Dream. We'll be picking up where we left off with this text last time, so we're going to be spending most of the lesson talking about Act 3, and at the beginning of the lesson we're going to spend a little bit of time revising the last act that we read in class together, which was Act 2. So we're focusing on Act 3 today, and we're going to be talking a little bit about understanding the key scene. So just to give you an idea of what the plan is going to be over the next few weeks, you can take a look at this table. So today, that's lesson 1, we're talking about Act 3 and the key scene. Next lesson, we're talking about Act 4 and structure. Lesson 3 is going to be on Act 5, the last act, and the theme. And then for lesson 4, we're going to be talking about essay writing and your essay question that you're going to be working on. So as a starter task for today, you're going to be doing a multiple choice quiz, and that has been set as a separate Teams assignment for you. So you'll need to check your assignments on Teams, and it has been set in your class team. So the quiz is designed to refresh your memory of Acts 1 and 2 before we go on to discuss Act 3 during today's lesson. So you should pause the video and have a go at that quiz now. And remember that you can tag me on Teams if you need any help or you can't find the Teams assignment. So pause the video and do that now. Okay, so Act 3 as a key scene. Now that we've had a wee think about Acts 1 and 2 and we remember what happened in Acts 1 and 2, you'll know that the events of the play so far have been building up to this act and this action that we're going to be seeing. So in Act 3, the play is at its most chaotic and crazy, and the events are the most intense that they've been so far. So we're going to see that the characters are more confused than ever before, and we might begin to wonder how this confusion could possibly be resolved in Acts 4 and 5. So now what you're going to need to do is read Act 3 of the play. Now remember that you should use No Fear Shakespeare to do this. You can follow this link, or remember that there's a link in your class team to No Fear Shakespeare, and that will give you access to the text, but also remember that there's a No Fear translation, and that gives you the story in modern English, so you don't need to read the original Shakespearean text of the play if you don't want to. Remember also that you can use the BBC adaptation that we began watching in class. You can find that on BBC iPlayer by following the link here, and that might be useful just to help you understand what's going on in Act 3 of the play. So pause the video and take some time. It might take you a wee while to read Act 3, but make sure you read the entire act and then you can come back and continue the rest of the tasks. So pause the video, do that now. Okay, now that we've read Act 3, we're going to be thinking about a little summary. So the first thing that I'd like you to do is fill out the box here and tell us which characters are appearing in Act 3. So who is in Act 3? And then I'd like you to pick one character from Act 3 and explain in detail in the second box what happens to them during this act. So pause the video and try that one now. Okay, for our next task, we need to think about the relationships. So at the end of Act 3, what you'll see is that all of the relationships in the play are a bit of a mess. So your next task is to fill out the table below and add in the empty boxes the name of the character's current love interest. So who is Helena's current love interest, who's Hermia's current love interest, and so on. Brilliant. Okay, so now we're heading towards the end of the lesson and we're thinking about broken friendship. So I'd like you to watch this YouTube video, and what it will show you is Helena and Hermia fighting and Lysander and Demetrius trying to get in between them and trying to stop them. So you should watch that video And then the question I'd like you to think about is who you think we should feel the most sorry for. Is it Helena? Is it Hermia? Is it Lysander, Demetrius? Who do you think we should feel the worst for? And just explain why you think we should feel so bad for that person. Alright, well done. So we've reached the end of this lesson. So next lesson we're going to be focusing on Act 4. But before we do that, I'd like you to have a little think about this prediction question. So make a prediction about what you think will happen in the next act of the play. So based on what you've read so far, what do you think might happen in Act 4? And once you've done that, you've reached the end of this lesson. Well done. See you next time.